Welcome back to the FM Connections Content Creators EPL Prediction Contest. This is Game Week 33 and I am Anders. You can find me at AndersBazFM on Twitter and YouTube. Please follow and subscribe. I'll love you for it. And let's get straight into Game Week 33 and my predictions now. Last week, I did a spinny wheel because I needed to outsource because I didn't have the time to research my predictions, and I just, I thought I might as well do them random, and I'm going to have to do them the same this week because it's the Easter holidays where I am in this part of the country. I've not got the time to actually dedicate to doing some proper predictions, so this time I've outsourced to Versus Mode on FM22, which I've done a video about. If you find that on my channel, it's very good. So we're going to run through today's 5 games, and I'll tell you how FM22 has decided I should predict them. Right, first up we've got Southampton against Arsenal, and Football Manager has decided that this will be a 3-0 victory to Arsenal. I don't particularly disagree, so we'll lock that one in. Then we've got Manchester United against Norwich, and interestingly, the game said Norwich would win 1-0, and I thought that was quite funny, so I've agreed with it as well. We've not we've not reran this prediction just to get this result. This is what it said, 1-0. I like it. Then we've got Watford against Brentford, and now this one, I wasn't sure what was going to happen going. I thought Brentford maybe might edge it, and they did. They won 2-0 in the game. So the next game, game number 4, is our first draw of the day. We've got West Ham 1, Burnley 1. Now, my natural instinct is to rerun that because I'm not a fan of Burnley. I'm a Blackburn fan. But I thought, no, I'll let the game is decided. I'll let the game run it out. It's 1-1, and we needed a draw this week, I think. I think that's probably fair. After none of the draws last week came in, I'm surprised there weren't any 5-5 or 4-4 draws. Anyway, final game is Newcastle against Leicester, and once again, we've got an away victory. I'm going with 1-0 Leicester. I say Football Manager is going with 1-0 Leicester. That is my predictions. It's a quick-fire one, so we'll move on to probably the next player. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Tony, FMDNA, and my channel will be in the description below, but this is predictions. So, what we got first? We've got West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham doing excellent in Europe, and Burnley doing not so great, sacking their manager. I feel like West Ham are going to keep the run going. It's going to say 2-0 to West Ham. So, Newcastle versus Leicester, a very entertaining game. There's going to be goals flying about. I'm going to go 2-2. Southampton versus Arsenal. Southampton aren't great. Arsenal, bit of a dip, which I'm happy about, being a Spurs supporter. But I'm going to go 3-1 to Arsenal against Southampton. I still feel Arsenal are going to beat them, even though they don't normally do very well at St Mary's. But I feel today they will do very well. Man United versus Norwich. 2-0. 2-0 for Man United. Surely they can't keep on losing, can't keep on being poor. Can they? Maybe. 2-0 to Man United. Watford versus Brentford. Either way, I'm not too sure about this game. I'm going to go home advantage. Watford 1-0. Those are my predictions. Let's see if I can get close to the top. For one day, I was top. One day. Maybe at the end of this weekend, I'll be top again. Thank you so much for watching my predictions. Come back next week and on to the next person.
What's happening? See you here. Here are my predictions for this weekend's games. I need to do better than last week because I do need to start catching some people up here. Getting embarrassing. First up, we have West Ham versus Burnley. Burnley losing to Norwich. Dyche is going to have a go, I think. For Dyche to be in this situation, not to be fighting and doing, like, the loss to Norwich. Norwich aren't even a real Premier League team, are they? They're just not. So I'm going to go 1-1 away at West Ham. West Ham are prone to a stutter. They're playing in Europe also this week, so I imagine there'll be a little bit of fatigue there. 1-1 I think seems fair. Burnley won't get the win. I don't think they're good enough. But West Ham may be a bit too tired. Newcastle 1, Leicester 0 is what I'm going for the next game. I don't know, it's about Newcastle. I thought as soon as they lost, they'd really stumble. But being at home at Leicester not exactly doing the best either. They're also in Europe this week. You'd fancy Eddie Howe's team, especially at home with the Geordies behind them. So 1-0 Newcastle. Southampton versus Arsenal. Southampton really in the slums. They play against Leeds. They were terrible against Leeds. They got nicked a draw there. Destroyed by Chelsea. Arsenal do need to get a win eventually, don't they? This may be the game. I'm going to keep going Arsenal victories until they actually win. So, could be a while. Man United 2, Norwich 0. Although Man U do love losing against relegation favourites, I can't see it. Norwich did win against Burnley, but United can't lose again, can they? They just lost to Everton. Can't lose. I hate them. I want them to lose, but they just can't, can they? It's Man U. Someone's going to go their way, it always does. So, 2-0 Man U. Let's go on the next game. Watford 0, Brentford 2 is what I'm saying. Brentford, Watford played Leeds last week. Terrible. The two terrible teams playing against each other. I can't see it. Can't see it. They're not going to score because they were terrible last week. Brentford just seem to be, I thought they were going to start sliding into the battle, but beat Chelsea. I think they are safe. You'd say they're safe. Watford condemned to the Championship. Get out of here. I don't know what that was. Wherever they are, here are the predictions for this week. I do need some points. So it'd be nice if a few of these could come in. But knowing my luck, everyone that I've said will win will probably lose. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Corgi Blues, and these are my FM Connection predictions for the weekend ahead. First game we have is West Ham versus Burnley. I think this result could very much depend on how West Ham do on Thursday night in the Europa League. I do fancy West Ham to be the favourite to win it, depending on how their Thursday match goes. Burnley might get a draw from it, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory to West Ham for this one. Second game we have is Newcastle at home to Leicester. Newcastle are playing very well. They're certainly picking up form since Eddie Howe come in, since their January signings come in. Leicester are kind of all over the place at the minute. I think they'll do well. Possibly a draw. I would maybe even fancy Newcastle to win it. I'm torn between 2-1 and 3-2. We'll throw goals in the mix. We'll go for a 3-2 victory to Newcastle. Next game then is Southampton v Arsenal. I can't see anybody other than Arsenal winning that, really. Southampton do play well. They are at home. To be honest, I think Arsenal will probably have a bit of a comfortable victory. I'm going to say 3-1 to Arsenal, as much as it pains me. The next game we have then is Man United at home to Norwich. Man United are kind of the epitome of an average team right now. It's just not been a great season for them at all. They've been up and down. I just think that Norwich don't have anything to offer, really. I think that Man United are going to win it. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for Man United. I really can't see Norwich scoring. Although Timu Pukki likes scoring against big clubs, I don't think he's going to do it against Man United. So 2-0 to Man United. And the last game we have then is Watford versus Brentford. Brentford have been kind of a different team since Christian Eriksen come in, which is why we've got the shirt hanging up. Sure love the Christian Eriksen. Watford won't win this. I think they're going to fall to another defeat. They are, out of 31 games this season, they've only won 6. They don't score an awful lot of goals. They're in a minus 31 goal difference. I think Brentford will win it pretty comfortably, I would say. 2 goals in it. We'll go with a 2-0 Brentford one. So those are my predictions for this weekend. Probably like last week and the week before and the week before that, they're probably all wrong. So don't listen to me for any advice. But you can catch me on Twitter at Corky Blues and Instagram at Corky Blues as well. And you can also catch me streaming on Twitch on Tuesday nights 7 PM. And that's twitch.tv/Corky Blues. You all have a nice weekend and you take care.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM Connection. It's game week 33 in the Predictor table. Going to run through some of our predictions for game week 33. A little bit pushed for time, so I'm just going to rattle through these. Southampton and Arsenal are up first. Southampton got walloped. Arsenal, I think, are about to start a good run of form. I think Arsenal will win this game 2-0. The next game is Manchester United versus Norwich. Don't really want to be saying Manchester United are going to win games, but I can't really see Norwich winning games, so I'm going to go with Manchester United to win 2-0. The next one is Watford against Brentford. Brentford are hitting some good form. I think that they are a team that can play some decent football on their day. Watford are a poor team. I think that Brentford are just going to win this game 3-1. The next game is Newcastle against Leicester. Going to go for a Newcastle win here, and the thinking behind it is the Europa Conference League hangover. I think it's a real thing, and I think that Newcastle can take an advantage of that I think they're going to come out of this game with 3 points and a 1-0 victory. And finally, West Ham against Burnley. Even though I was just saying about the Europa League hangovers that teams in the Premier League seem to suffer, I think West Ham are going to win the game. I don't think Burnley are good enough. And the crazy decision to sack Sean Dyche, I just don't get why they've done that. They put so much time. They didn't really back him with money. I thought he was turning things around. I understand that they didn't play very well last time out after they beat Everton, but hey ho, crazy decision. Still think they're going to lose. I think West Ham will win this game 2-0. So a quick recap then: Arsenal to win 2-0, Man United to win 2-0, Brentford to win 3-1, Newcastle to win 1-0, and West Ham to win 2-0. Right then, that's me done. I'm going to pass you over to the next person. Don't forget to check out the channels, hit the subscribe and like buttons. But let's jump on to the next person.
Hello everybody, it's me, FM Fizzy, back again with another round of Premier League predictions, hoping to bounce back after my second terrible week in a row. I think I only picked up 3 points last week and I'm hoping to really start climbing up that table. Without further ado, the first game I've got here is West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham lost the last game to Brentford, Burnley lost the last game to Norwich. Out of the last 7 head-to-heads, they've both won 3 each and drawn 1. I'm going to go with home advantage. I feel like Burnley are playing absolutely terrible at the minute, so I'm going to go West Ham United 2, Burnley 0. In the second game, we've got Newcastle hosting Leicester City. Newcastle with 1 win in 4 and Leicester unbeaten in 4. I'm going to go with a Newcastle United 1, Leicester City 2 score. In the third game, it's Southampton versus Arsenal. Southampton without a win in 6 and Arsenal have lost 2 in a row. I do think they'll bounce back though with a result here, so I'm going to go Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. In the fourth game, we've got Man United at home to Norwich. Man United haven't won a game in 3. Norwich have won 1 in 10, albeit the last game, which was against Burnley. I'm going to go Man United 2, Norwich 0. I think Man United will be too strong for them, and Norwich are at bottom of the league for a reason. And in the last game, we've got Watford hosting Brentford. Watford have only won 1 of the last 7. Brentford have won 4 out of the last 5. They're the team in form out of these two. So I'm going to go with Watford 1, Brentford 2. So to recap, we've got West Ham 2, Burnley 0, Newcastle 1, Leicester 2, Southampton 1, Arsenal 2, Man United 2, Norwich 0, and Watford 1, Brentford 2. My name's FM Fizzy. Drop me a follow on Twitter at FM_Fizzy. Let's see how we get on.
A-Bomb here with more predictions for you. We need to get some of these scores right, but let's get on with it. Southampton versus Arsenal, first start play. Arsenal, things just seem to be getting worse for them. They lost at home to Brighton. They've got a plethora of injuries. But in Southampton, they've just lost 6-0 at home to Chelsea. We'd expect a response from both of these sides. But Arsenal just seem to be, again, just in a downward spiral. So Southampton to win, 1-0. Manchester United versus Norwich. I mean, United lost to Everton. Again, surely United have got to respond after that. Norwich beat Burnley in a big sort of relegation scrap that keeps Burnley sort of firmly in the relegation fight. I think United are one of those sides that if they play badly, they play really badly. But when they're playing well, they just get the results. I'm going to go for a United win. I'm going to go pretty emphatic as well. I'm going to go 3-0 United. Then you've got Watford versus Brentford. And the Hornets, I expected a board draw against Leeds. It didn't happen. Leeds won 3-0. Brentford did beat West Ham on Sunday. So I think going into this, I think Brentford will be favourites to win. I'm going to go for a win for Brentford 2-1. Then you've got the 2 Sunday games. Newcastle United versus Leicester next up. Leicester will be, of course, midweek in European football, Europa League. Can they get through to the semi-finals? I think they're going to be very much focused on that. And I think against Newcastle on Sunday, I think they're going to find it hard. Newcastle well clear of the relegation zone now. And, you know, seem to be getting some good results out of the Magpies. So I'm going to go for a Newcastle win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. And then lastly, West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham, much like Leicester, got a huge European game on Thursday. They travel to France to take on Lyon, and they need a win on the night. But against Burnley on Sunday, I can't look past the Hammers. I think Burnley are in serious trouble, and I think they are going to be relegated this season. So I'm going to go for a West Ham win there, but I'm going to have them scrape just 1-0 because I think they will be focusing on their European football, trying to get through to the Europa League semi-finals. Those are my predictions. I'm determined to get off the bottom of that table, and hopefully this time I don't lose to a random wheel. Thanks, Anders.
Of course, if you want to see more of me, link is in the description to my channel. We've just taken charge of our new club in our journeyman, and we've played a couple of games so far. So if you want to see that, then come and check the channel out. But that's it from me. Hopefully I'll see you soon.
Hello everyone, GG513 here. Welcome to this week's predictions. I'm going to go with my gut this week. No thought, no data, no research, gut choices only. The first game is West Ham against Burnley. And like I said, I'm just going with my gut. My gut says 2-1 West Ham. The second game is Newcastle against Leicester. And this time I have to go with my heart. Because Newcastle, you know, they're my team. Are we going to win? Are we going to beat Leicester? Are we going to be pushing into the top 10? You bet your arse we are. Of course we are. Geordies, we're going to win the league. Yeah, eventually, obviously. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Neymar in the summer, anyone? What? Anyways, the game is going to be a huge 3-0 victory for Newcastle. You heard it here first. Then we move all the way down south, all the way down to Southampton for Southampton versus Arsenal. And Arsenal, I'm going to back them again. I'm going to say they're going to win this week, even though they let me down last week. Arsenal, they're going to do the business. It's going to be 2-1 for Arsenal. Then it is a match of, well, no real relevance, is it? Man United have nothing to play for. Norwich are as good as down. So United against Norwich, no one really cares. Maybe Ten Hag does, though, because, you know, United, they're pretty poor at the moment. But I'm backing them to win this game against Norwich. It's going to be 3-0 to Man United. No thought, no logic, just good. 3-0. And finally, it is Watford against Brentford. And to be honest, I quite like Brentford. I think they play quite good football. And Watford, well, they don't. But I like Ben Foster. And who doesn't, right? So with that in my mind, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw for this one. Again, no logic, no thought, just gut. Is it going to work? Well, I can't do any worse than last week. Anyways, on to the next guy.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the FM Connection. It's that time of the week where we do predict some more Premier League fixtures, and I am currently top of the table, so it's everyone behind me trying to pick up the pace. So before we do anything prediction wise, go over and check me out on YouTube. Just type in Straight Edge TV on the YouTube search. Also, I am on Twitter at Straight Edge TV, and also you can follow me on Twitch. I've just recently started that back up because I've had a couple of draft tournaments, and if you want to play me on a draft competition, then make sure that you go over on Twitch to do that. The name will be Straight Edge TV _. We've just really been trounced in a local tournament, but at the time of recording today, I have picked up my first draft victory in quite a while in Draft Club, where I will be playing either Magnus Sam or Gary Miller Gaming in the next round. So enough about me. Today's all about the fixtures, and I've got a couple of fixtures to predict the scorelines for in the Premier League. So first and foremost, I've got here from a Twitter message, West Brom versus Burnley. I'm guessing that's West Ham versus Burnley, so I'm going to go West Ham versus Burnley. Two teams who have got plenty to play for. Burnley are looking to survive. West Ham are looking to try and cement themselves in the Europa League. They've also, at the time of recording, you will find out if they've gone through into the next round of the Europa League or not, but they have got the Europa League competition set in their sights also. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say that's going to be a 1-1 draw in that game. We've got Newcastle versus Leicester next, two teams who are possibly picking up the best form of their season so far. Newcastle, you can't really discount them, apart from last week, of course, where they lost 5-1 against Tottenham. But I think that might have been a blip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that Newcastle are going to get back on the saddle and pick up a 2-0 victory against Leicester. We've got Southampton versus Arsenal in our next game. Two teams who really desperately need a victory. Southampton, I don't think they'll get relegated. I don't think they've got. I think they've got more points, more than enough points to get themselves safe this season. Arsenal are clinching their hope on the top 4 finish, but they've got Tottenham, they've got Man United behind them as well. For some reason, I think Southampton played pretty decent against Arsenal. I think that's in the back of my mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-1 victory to Southampton. We've got Manchester United versus Norwich in the next game. Man United. I'm not even going to say anymore. I'm going to say that's going to be a Norwich victory, and that's going to be a Norwich victory 1-0. And last but not least, Watford versus Brentford. Two teams who desperately need some points. Brentford not so much. Brentford are picking up the points
all thanks to their signings in the January transfer window. But Watford, they can play a game against Man United 1 week and play decent, and then they'll lose against Leeds. So what I'm going to say is that it's going to be a 2-0 victory to Brentford, of course. So that is my predictions. I might potentially be off the top of the table at the time that you'll see me next week. So if you like what you see here, please go over and check the FM Connection out over on Twitter. And also put a subscribe on YouTube as well. But until the next time, thank you very much for tuning in, and bye for now.